Imagine you're back in school, and you're listening to the lesson, and you hear a small rustling noise from the desk next to you. You take your eyes off the teacher and glance at that direction. You see something absurd. A murder scene on a schoolroom desk, and a guy sitting at the desk dressed in full detective attire. This is Tonari no Seki-kun, and it is amazing. Look, I know it's April Fool's, but believe me, this is not a joke. You are not being bamboozled. If I were to list my top 3 shows, Tonari no Seki-kun would not be on there, but it is at least in the top 5. It's one of the funniest anime I've ever seen, and that means it's funnier than Made in Abyss. The funniest anime ever. I realise that most people don't know what the show is, and are probably skeptical of my claims, but I promise you, if you watch Tonari no Seki-kun, you will say, I wasn't a massive fan of it, but I understand why he likes it so much. I hope he makes better videos and stops clickbaiting his audience, because it's really annoying. I wonder what editing software he's using. Maybe if he got some paid stuff, his videos would improve. Stop it! The main premise of Tonari no Seki-kun is simple. Extremely simple. A guy in class messes about and the girl who sits next to him is annoyed but keeps on accidentally getting too into it. It's so simple, the lyrics for the opening spell it out for you. But this simplicity allows the premise to be mangled, smashed and destroyed, I didn't realise how violent the show was, into different permutations so that it can consistently surprise you at every turn. The best way to explain this would be to talk about the shogi arc. I made it sound like an epic shogi tournament, but, well, you'll see. My head kind of feels heavy. I'm fine though. In the episode titled Shogi, what a creative title, am I right? Seki-kun has drawn lines on his desk and is setting up Shogi. Yokoi obviously takes notice and is determined not to get distracted by Seki's antics once again. What's that? You don't know how to play Shogi? I don't think you need to worry about that. Imagine a show where people actually play Shogi. How boring would that be? I wrote that just to remind myself to watch March Comes In Like a Lion. So Seki makes his first move and... betrayal! The Gold General has betrayed the king and is trying to rule over his army. Thankfully, his tyranny won't last long. Oh god, he's using fear, and now they're losing the fight against the enemy. The king! He's come back to help his army. What an admirable guy. Oi, stop it, you evil villain! Yokoi decides to help the fight against the horrible Gold General by flicking her rubber at him and killing him for good. We win! The evil tyranny caused by the general's misdeeds has been averted. No, wait, I forgot. This is about shogi. I didn't know this, but you can make a tense story about betrayal and the determination to fight even when you're at a disadvantage. All to do with shogi? While all of the story is happening, it then cuts back to the shogi and you realise, oh, this is just a board game. Tonari no Seki-kun has a habit of accidentally getting me invested into Seki-kun as much as Yokoi does. And this has the weird side effect of me forgetting that I'm watching a 7-minute short about a guy messing around in class. This means that when I realise how absurd the situation is, I can't help but laugh. The feeling is only exaggerated by how serious the show is. It's unapologetically sincere. The music is a mix of small cute melodies with epic string pieces that are designed to make you feel emotions that portray the current situation. The show is also a master of anticipation. Big moments are punctuated by repeats of the same shot at different angles, and visual imagery that turns a textbook into a monolithic wall that needs to be overcome. Okay, what a great episode. Absolutely fantastic. I don't think you can get better than that. Alright, this is going to be fun. Shogi 2, another creative title. It's going to be a nice episode similar to the previous one, but I don't think it can surpass it. An entire army versus one pawn? How could he survive? As much as I believe in the love between a soldier and a princess, I can't see how he survives this. No, he's being beat, destroyed and attacked repeatedly, but their love is so strong that despite all the pain, the princess and the soldier marry, and this newfound love has given them the power to fight back. But the king has stolen the princess away. He must be stopped. At this point, Yokoi... Wait, Yokoi? Oh, shit, I did it again. I totally forgot I was watching... Yokoi sees that a shogi piece that was knocked on the floor was labelled as the father. He's had a change of heart and he needs Yokoi to propel him to save his son. But there was a massive wall in the way. I mean textbook. And he can't get past. A higher being has thwarted the king's plans, and the father can now break through and help his son defeat the king that forbids the pursuit of love. I feel like I've blacked out for a minute straight. Anyway, Shogi 2 is amazing. Because in most comedy anime, they have an issue of only having one joke, and just repeating it episode after episode. Tonari no Seki are always trying to find a spin on jokes that they've done previously. As much as the format is the same, because of the clear differences, it makes it much more tense than even Shogi 1, and cements it as one of my favourite episodes. No, I don't want to go back there again. Not again, not again! Shogi 3, the third and creative title tree. The world has been plunged into darkness, and shogi pieces are being attacked by chess pieces that are shrouded in the darkness. This time, due to the darkness, Yokoi can't help because of the lack of light. But don't worry, she has a plan. She's going to revive the shogi pieces to fight against the horrible master of darkness, Seki-kun. What did I just say? Someone call for help! Ah! I'm back. Okay. When watching Tonari no Seki-kun, I can't help but be invested into it. Despite its absurdity, despite its hilarity, the show is sincere enough that I can get into it even though I realise I'm just watching someone mess around in a classroom. And you know what's even better? It does the same thing with everything. The beginning of this video was a description of the preview. The preview for the show has the exact same structure and feeling as the main show. This is why it's so good that the structure's so simple. It means that it can be injected into everything. Look at the cover for the soundtrack CD. This is an entire Tonari no Seki-kun episode injected into one image that barely anyone will see because the CDs are out of stock. The ending of the show is amazing, and just like this one image, it is an entire episode put into a 40-second ending. Seki is messing around, Yokoi gets too into it, and then she gets embarrassed. That's basically every episode if you distill it into its purest form. Even this video is the same length as a Tonari no Seki-kun episode. Whenever you see something Tonari no Seki-kun, it will actively try its hardest to tell an episode, no matter what the format is. If you could make a Tonari no Seki-kun episode out of a fax machine, it would do it. I don't think Tonari no Seki-kun is that popular, mainly because it isn't #1 on my anime list, but I hope that you give the show a chance and enjoy it as much as I did, even though I went a bit insane halfway through. And if you really don't want to watch it, maybe it could be used to kill some time? Subscribe!